Hi everyone. I'm just taking the dog for a walk. He's around here somewhere. Yeah, my name's Stephen J. Humphrey. You're not seeing me very well, but that's because it's twilight and it's crap lighting. It's the best we got. But anyway, yeah, my name's Stephen J. Humphrey, Secretary of the Boscombe Area Forum. That's got it. If I stay here. I'd like to talk to you about my thoughts on the Boscombe Area Forum and area forums in general. Despite what you might have heard, the council is obliged under various pieces of legislation to engage with you. And people like me are fighting your corner. And while I'm not the prettiest guy in the world, and I lose my temper quite often, and I'm not community educated. I've got very few relevant qualifications in being secretary of the area forum. But I want to tell you that the area forum, especially here in Boscombe, is quite literally one of the only friends that you've got if, like me, you're interested in local democracy and accountability and transparency on your council. And people like Dave Wells understand this. People like Pam Donnellan understand. John Prescott, the former Deputy Prime Minister of the Office of the Deputy Prime Minister, he understood this, and his department understood this. And since neighbourhood management closed down in Boscombe, there's been a marked shift in the council's attitude to the area forum, especially Boscombe. Now, I'm not saying I'm a perfect secretary of the area forum. I'm not. I'm the only man that's got the job. Now, if you think you can do a better job as secretary of the Boscombe Area Forum, then stand for election alongside me, because I would like to continue in this job as secretary of the area forum on your behalf. And I'm frustrated. I feel disenfranchised from the political system, despite the emails that I send out, despite the numerous meetings that I've attended and my friends have attended. And if I feel disenfranchised, how do you feel about local democracy and accountability and transparency and community involvement? How involved do you feel about Boscombe, about your local area? I mean, we've got roadworks all around Boscombe at the moment, digging up the road for new pipelines for the gas board and so on, right? How do you feel about that? Now, that's an issue the council should be asking you about. Now, it's not cost effective to send each of you a leaflet through the door telling you that there are roadworks on Christchurch Road for the next 6 months. It is not cost effective. We need to stop printing off bits of paper and putting them through your door. Now, if we don't contact you through leaflets, how do we contact you? Do we spend 30 days a year trawling the electoral register and getting your names and numbers off the electoral register? But then those who do not register to vote can't be contacted. And then there's ePanel on the Bournemouth Borough Council's website. If you're not online, how do we get in touch with you? If you haven't got a phone, if you're homeless, if you're totally excluded from the public arena, how do we get in touch to hear your views on Boscombe and about Bournemouth Borough Council in general? If, like me, you attend the town hall meetings, then fine, you come along to the town hall. But they're not ideal. You don't get to say, unless you give lots of notice, you don't get the chance to stand up in front of the council to express your views unless you know how to do it. Now, the solution to this problem is a rather brilliant idea called area forums. We let you know through the press and through posters in the local area when the next area forum is going to be, and then if you've got an interest or you've got something to say, then come along to the area forum and tell us. Unfortunately, nobody turns up, so how do we know what you're thinking? What do we know? How do we know your opinion if you don't come along to something like the area forum and tell us? There's loads of us that feel disenfranchised, that feel disconnected from politics, even though politics is deciding the fate of your life. Now, whether that's roadworks or council tax increases, or even the fact that you're paying council tax gives you a right to be involved in local democracy and issues of accountability and transparency and all the other things that in recent times we've ignored. 99% of the people of Boscombe don't know about or don't care about Bournemouth Borough Council. That's a fact. And every 2 years we have a vote, half the councils are re-elected, and so on. So I would say to you, as Secretary of the Area Forum 2008-2009, hopefully 2009-2010 if you vote for me when we have the vote, that you'll bear this in mind. And you'll tell all your friends and your families and your work colleagues and the people you meet down the pub. Because, I mean, it's an extreme example, but supposing the council voted to mandatory vaccinate everyone, and they could do it, unless you stand up and tell us what you feel. Now, I'm not the best person in the world to be Secretary of the Area Forum. I'm not the best person in the world, full stop. But at the moment, I'm the best you've got. Unless you stand against me for Secretary. Because we've got a constitution. And we've tried our best, me, Gary and Damien and Peter, before he resigned, our former chair. We've tried to comply with the Constitution, but how can we comply with the Constitution if 6 people turn up to a meeting? Now, we need dozens of people like me standing up and asking the awkward questions. We need thousands of people to stand up and say, "Oh, excuse me, what are you doing?" Because if you don't, the people that have got the jobs as councillors are going to tell their council officers to go ahead and demolish the entire neighbourhood of Boscombe if they wanted. Now, I am extreme, right? My views can be extremist, but I understand democracy. One man, one vote. And if we don't use the Boscombe Area Forum, we're going to lose it. There's rumours floating around that the area forums are not productive, and that's not necessarily my fault. It's not necessarily Gary's fault. It's not necessarily Peter's fault, or anyone's fault, except yours. Because you haven't attended our meetings when we've advertised them. You've sleepwalked into losing the area forum, if that's the plan that they have. So this is what I wanted to say, and 10 minutes is a long time to listen to me talking. But if you don't use the area forum for what it's designed and built and traditionally used for, which is to assess your opinion on how you feel about things in Boscombe, you're going to lose it. Now, I could have a diatribe about Oh, I'm not going down politics. This is nothing to do with politics. This is local democracy. Your right to have your say. And if the area forum is the best way to do it, then use it. And if you don't like us on the committee, then stand against us. We don't take it personally. We don't care who does the job, so long as somebody does the job. And I'm lecturing now, and I'm just about to end this so I can get it on YouTube. But use it or lose it. Anyway, my name's Stephen J. Humphrey, Secretary of the Boscombe Area Forum, and I hope you stick around and we see you in the next meeting. Alright, bye now.